Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the JDL League, Season number 6 of SP Revolution 5, joined by Ruptur for game number 2 of Complexity versus Leviathan. Spoiler alert, but Complexity did not look too hot in game number 1. Ruptur, are you back with me?
I think I am.
Okay. It was strange. It just kind of dropped the call while nothing was going on, but better in between the games than in the middle of the game. And hey, there's the Dragon Knight. So Leviathan banned out the Visage, which they used quite well last game. And the Gyrocopter will see Undying and Quap banned out by Complexity, but they will pick up the Dragon Knight, a hero who's seen quite a bit of play today.
Yeah. I don't know, man. By the way, Overlay, are you...
Overlay will be fixed by the time we get talking. It'll be just a second.
Oh, okay.
By the time first pick comes up, Overlay is up. Don't picnic.
Yeah. Well, we're coming from the future, so just calm your ponchos right now.
Yeah. Those of you in the past, stop spamming about Overlay, although by the time you hear this, there's no reason to spam about Overlay, right?
That's the theory. In theory, that should be what happens, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, pretty interesting game in the fact that both teams proposed interesting drafts, each one on his own right. What happened is just simply Complexity's time just ran out, or at least for their lineup to have a concisive advantage, I would say, on the game.
Yep.
And afterwards, it was just a matter of time. As I said, their late game was lackluster at best, pretty much relying onto the Enchantress carrying them around, especially because the Shaker opted out to be more of a utility hero, so they really didn't have anything when BKBs popped up, like outside of the Impetus.
Yeah.
That's about it. Well, Impetus and Aurora, of course.
And the Roar. But again, we were talking about how you need the follow-up damage with the Roar, and they didn't have it. But Complexity, taking a page out of C9's book, the Knight Draft. Dragon Knight, Holy Knight, and before Sven.
That's not a C9's book. Like,
I mean, it was from C9's books today. That's what I mean. But
no, that's an even older book.
Oh, from before I was even born,
son.
Oh,
that's
the Milk book.
That's Meet Your Maker's 06 book.
06. So. I think I was 10 years old at that point. Ruptur.
Go figure. So
I was like 13, but
that's the 4-night strat that was famous by Jacob, actually. So it was Dragon Knight, Chaos Knight.
Chaos Knight. How can I forget Chaos Knight?
Yeah.
What would the 5th Knight?
Holy Knight, which is Chen as well, and crap, I'm missing someone. There's
Night Stalker. Kappa.
No.
Oh, come on.
Usually it was like a 4-night
and a princess or something?
One was implemented later on, but I just cannot remember which one was.
Anyway.
So, anyway.
Leshrac?
But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they
Are we feeling deja vu?
Yeah.
I mean, Spirit Breaker, Lena, Leshrac, this is like, okay, we got the same plan. Pretty much. We don't have Visage, but whatever.
And honestly, they could just switch it up a little bit. Instead of having a core Leshrac, they could just turn it into support.
I feel like Leshrac has so much potential as a
heavy
core.
Carry. Like a Medusa or Templar Assassin or Phantom Assassin as well, or Gyrocopter, God forbid. Oh wait, Gyrocopter got banned, so yeah, Templar Assassin, Phantom Assassin, something along those lines, and it will just run smoothly as well. I mean, what the thing is, Leviathan is they're not showing much of the repertoire, possibly because they're gonna try to save this up for Saturday for the open qualifier. Oh wait, I'm dumb. Both of these guys are they're already on the qualifier, so never mind. But they still gonna save some pocket strats, I would assume.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they were saving strats for TI because it's JDL. You can afford to lose one best of 2. You don't particularly want to, but it's okay if you have to.
I mean, you're not gonna lose it. You're gonna tie at worst case scenario. So
yeah.
I mean,
well, for Leviathan, at least.
Yeah, Leviathan. That's what I'm saying. For Complexity, they're not they cannot afford that. You know, they pretty much need to be showing their hand, pretty much. So I mean, but yeah, on the side of Leviathan, they could just go for a similar draft. If it doesn't work, well, it didn't work. I mean, they already figured it out. Yeah, I mean, big deal. We're just gonna call it a tie and go on our merry way. At the same time, I mean, if I'm Leviathan, what I would do is, just adjust a little bit the draft depending on pretty much what complexity is gonna try to bank up upon, and just get one or two different heroes from the previous game. You know, just like not a carbon copy of what happened before, just a little bit. You know,
and I mean, you'll be forced to
Lane and Spirit Baker and then get something completely off the wall.
Well, they can't get the exact same heroes because Brood and Visage are both banned out. One of them even banned by them. But Complexity will pick up the Shadow Demon now, and this I'm iffy about. With Dragon Knight, it is pretty good, just because when he's in Dragon form, you can disrupt him, you get a little extra push out of it. That's great, okay. Don't count me wrong on that. But I don't like him as a support with, like, a Chin, because Shadow Demon is going to be able to set up for something, and the best thing you're setting up for with Chin is Centaur Stomp, which isn't even that huge of an ability to use. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Leviathan looking scary. Kunkka, this hero, if he's in the right draft, like, you're already saying, okay, we have a Dragon Knight mid, most likely. That's pretty much where teams run the Dragon Knight these days, unless I'm very, very mistaken, but...
Yeah, there's no reason not to. I mean, now with that new buff added to the Fire Breath, for Breath Fire, I'm sorry, there is... no reason for it. Oh, Fuzzy Wuzzy.
No, I like this pickup. It's a hero who can get in your face with the damage. Yeah. And, I want to say he can maybe purge the X. Maybe. Not to mention...
If you're really good with it, yes. Also, the fact that the Demonic Purge is going to make Ursa's job way easier.
Yeah, he won't get kited.
Long range slow and all that.
And to counter the fact that, okay, Shadow Demon Chin, maybe not the best combo, but setting up for an Ursa to just jump on somebody is fine, and that frees up the lane. You don't really need a second support in lane at that point. You can get kills with just the two of them, so Chin will be able to jungle quite a bit.
It is relatively easy to pull off. That's the most important part. It's like, oh, just gonna disrupt, Soul Catcher, and go, Fuzzy Wuzzy, do your thing, and shouldn't be that hard. However, it's a single target kind of assassin approach of a hero in Ursa, and if Leviathan manages to get their hands into some semblance of a frontliner or heavy sustain throughout most of their team, this Ursa might have a little bit of a harder time to pull this off. And again, the thing is, with complexity, this draft kind of peters off a little bit. Not as hard as the previous one, but they kind of petered off a little bit towards the later stages of the game.
I'd give complexity the edge late game right now, though, over Leviathan's current lineup. This fifth hero will decide it, and what they really need is a setup of any kind. A setup for Torrent, a setup for Split Earth. If you do that, you are golden on the side of Leviathan. But Bane is banned out, Shadow Demon's picked up. Tide is possible, but I'm thinking something more spammable. Yeah, and where are you going to put it?
Yeah, that's a good point.
But their lanes are very questionable at this point. Not in terms of, okay, I question their lanes because they might be bad, but just, I don't know what's going where. But we're about to see their final pickup here. Any, just off the top of your head, thoughts?
Maybe a Luna?
Nope.
Or that.
That works, though, definitely. And this just adds to the fact that you have no clue what our lanes are, complexity. So you have no idea how to counter us in lane. And as we talked about in the draft of the first game, I'd say the laning stage is one of the most important stages of the game right now in Dota. You can still lose the laning stage and bounce back. Yeah. But unlike the last patch where, okay, we lost our lanes, well, we'll have comeback gold, so it's okay. This patch, if you lose your lanes, you're actually in trouble. Because teams are drafting stuff that can push, like the Lashrak, like the Windrunner.
Yeah, it's the fact that if you lose your lanes, usually what happens right now with the current meta is that you lose your lanes, you lose your tier 2s. That's flat out.
And then you have a very high chance of losing the high ground. Maybe recover, but yeah. We are waiting on the final pick for complexity. an off-lane hero, unless they want to run a really strange, aggressive tri-lane, it'll be the Clockwork. And I like them picking up a nice tanky hero in this. However, I'm not really sure what it's gonna do. I guess the Blade Mail's really good here, but...
I mean, the Clockwork is really good just to pin down the Wind Ranger and not letting her escape, as well as, you know, a good initiation versus the Leshrac, particularly, especially because it does look like a support Leshrac, since Chibi already... Well, no, it could be
it's
Shredder.
Probably.
I forgot about Shredder, yeah.
They're hiding their picks on purpose here. They don't want to give Complexity too much information right away.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not hiding picks, but you know what I mean. It is Shredder on Leshrac, okay.
That was the possibility, but they are not going to go with it. Here's the deal. Wind Ranger is a really good hero versus Ursa just because of the Windwalk. And Ursa is like, oh yeah, just gonna pop all my buffs and everything. I'm just gonna try to destroy you. Well, Wind Run.
What if you can't touch me at all? Like...
Yeah, literally, you can't touch me and I can just focus for you down. Boom. I mean, easy Katka. However, the Clockwork is gonna offset that with his hookshot, battery assault, and what so forth. But let's run through the lineups first before I give you my take on the drafts as a whole.
Yeah. All right, we will have Leviathan. Is Rupture too quiet? I can adjust sound, guys. Just tell me. Or am I too loud? I'm probably too loud. Let me turn down the gain on my mic real quick. Sorry, guys. Production value. Okay, is that softer or louder, Rupture?
A little bit softer, I think.
How about now?
Just a slightly. All right.
Yeah. Okay, that should... Thank you guys for telling us about that as well. This is Truesight TV. You're watching SP Revolution 5 and Rupture, casting Leviathan up against Complexity on the side of Leviathan. We've got Nushim on the Lena, the lovely, fiery lady. Jenkins Dota will actually be on an off-lane Spirit Breaker this time around, so they are switching it up a bit, but with some of the same heroes. We'll have Shippy on the Windrunner, not a hero I get to see him play a lot, but what I'm excited to see here is actually, he will get disrupted, and Moon gonna go on in and trap him in the cogs. This could be first blood, but Moon will get stunned out. There is a...
Nice.
Yep, disengage, but they do get both bounty runes, so it's still a pretty big win for Complexity, especially considering Kunkka has no mana. No mana.
Yeah.
And no mango. But that's gonna be played by Flying Zebra Dota, and Shredder will be on your Leshrac.
Alright, on the side Complexity, we're going to have Moonman there with Clockwork on the offlane. I'm kind of surprised he didn't cock block the lane, but yeah, he's just going to do it the old-fashioned way. Oh, there we go. That's why.
One of them got loose. But it will still pull the lane decently. Yeah.
Yeah. He's just going to do it more of a traditional manner. ZZ is going to be with the Vozzy Wozzy Ursa. Nusham actually is going to try to flank him. No, never mind. On the jungle, actually, we're going to have the Robin duo of Fly with the Shadow Demon and Sea Freak with the Chen already with a Centaur.
The stun coming out on Zizzy. Zizzy could go. It'll be first blood for Leviathan as they pick Zizzy off just as his supports were coming in, and now, oh no!
Nice stun.
This ward.
Oh,
it's spotted out. Okay, get that stomp. The war stomp comes in, but they have no follow-up damage without Ursa here. Like, Lena's just like, okay, so you tickle.
I don't know, man. Zifrik is hitting mighty hard.
We'll take her down. Okay. So they do at least get a return kill.
Chen right-clicking potential, man.
Yeah, that 48 damage, it's apparently much more than I thought it was. And they will get this D ward off very quickly, so that's a really big win for them, just knowing that that's there already. And,
oh yeah, going back into the Complexity lineup, Zundalon is going to be with the Dragon Knight on the middle. So yeah, that's the missing part there, but even then, I feel like this is a victory for Leviathan just because you're able to ensure a solo kill, well, pretty much a solo kill on the hard carry on the enemy lane. And on top of that, it was a first blood, so even though you lost the Lena and you lost a ward,
it's fine.
It's pretty, it's good. You're good, man.
Yeah.
She actually is going to get a double damage run as well, so...
And that's a huge win here for the Windrunner. It's actually Clockwork will take down Flying Zebra at the rune. Very nicely done there. Of course, I believe... Okay, I don't know if he had mana or not. I didn't get there fast enough.
He blew up a torrent and it wasn't enough.
It's better than yesterday's muted draft, yeah. Okay, I raised my mic just a little bit. Hopefully that's good for you guys. I do just talk loud. That's part of the problem.
Yeah.
So...
He is a loud gringo, man. That's how it is. But anyway, going back into this, the draft of complexity it's interesting because it has a little bit of everything. You have decent counter initiation, good ganking potential, good single target pickoffs especially, and you have even some amount of support and push on the Chen.
Yeah.
The only thing you're lacking, like truly lacking, is team fight. Like 5-on-5 engagements are kind of very complicated for you.
Yeah.
But
with Windrunner
that,
and Spirit Breaker and Lesh, you've definitely got really good team fight on the side of Leviathan. But I think Complexity have a bit more pickoff potential if they can find the pickoffs. The challenge is going to be splitting up Leviathan enough that you're able to find those pickoffs.
Yeah. And on top of that is the fact that you have a good this is like what I would like to call a mid-range draft, which is pretty much a draft that you want to win in around the 45 to 50 minute mark. You know, it's like it's not on a timer, but it doesn't. I mean, it holds well into late game, but not super late game. You know, it's like you do have some extra steam, but you still are a little bit of a disadvantage compared to at least what Leviathan is packing.
Yeah, we are going to see Nushim coming out here.
Oh,
actually,
nice trap.
Yeah, nice trap, but do they have a follow-up? Zizzy's diving, and 2 more hits will do it. Well, 1 more now, as he will. Sorry about that assisted camera getting away from me. Jenkins getting body blocked by Z-Freak quite a bit here. We'll get hit with Shatter Poison now, trying to turn around and bash Fly, but can't quite get it. He'll get taken down now. Shibby, he runs forward, he will take down Fly, but they've still made a 2-for-1 trade here.
There goes the net again.
And the stun. And here comes DK with the stun. Shibby is going to be going down, but Radiant's Courier actually went down with a bottle on it. It's a disaster for Leviathan as they lose the bottle. God. Zizzy actually, okay.
Well,
Fuzzy,
they got an upside out of that, but
not there in time, I guess. But still, it's a great fight for Complexity, I think you can say, especially with that Courier kill counted in there, and the fact that the bottle is down. Like, this bottle is down for 2.5 minutes for Windrunner, and she is going to lose control of her lane very quickly because of it, especially since Swindle is already level 6 and has his ult ready to go. Like, he can just push this tower if she decides to move it all, so.
Yeah, also the fact that just pretty much prompted a 5-minute mana boots on Seafreak, which is a really, really, really good timing on the Chen. And it doesn't look like he's slowing down. I mean, Jenkins tried to make the best out of the situation. It's just the fact that he fell a little bit short. They lost the Lina. Then they're trying to set up a kill for the Wind Ranger. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, well, the cooldown on Wind Ranger is something you need to be very mindful of. And he was like 2 or 3 seconds short out of just re-triggering and getting the hell away from it.
Yeah.
So just a little bit of a.
In bot lane, Shredder's going down. And Moon Meander now has a killing spree under his belt, looking much better than the previous game. Your offlaner in this scenario is really getting things done, unlike the last game. Now, up top, Chen's creeps will get killed by Nushim, and that is very unfortunate with the Dragon Slave, but that's how it is against Dragon Slave. I mean, it kills ranged creeps up to the 20-minute mark if it's maxed out. It'll do a good chunk of damage.
Meander invisible in middle. Yeah, she was gonna walk onto him. Oh my god.
Does have the evasion, but it doesn't matter.
It's level 1. Level 1. No way. They're
trying
to get a collateral though.
Oh.
And surely the kill Moon Meander would be quite big if they're able to get it, but
oh, nice.
No.
It's a double for Swindle.
Jenkins.
Oh my goodness. Are they gonna be able to make it a triple? They could. Maybe not. They're not going to fight right into Shredder because they'll get slowed just like that, and things will get pretty ugly fast. But Zizzy does have his Morbid Mask, and he's going for a 7-minute Roche. There's no wards up near this Rupture. This is a free Roche for him if nobody reacts quickly, and I don't think Leviathan even have it on their minds at the moment.
And even if they do, especially because you're listening to all the overpowered and even they pinged it. It's like, what can you honestly do about it?
You have to catch him right at the right time when his health is lowest, and you just come in, kill him, take the Aegis.
Yeah, but that's assuming he's alone, which now he isn't, so.
Yeah, now he's got 2 buttons
even
here.
That is out of the question, man.
And he uses his ult just to finish it off quick and pick up the Aegis, and now he won't be able to fight for about a minute, but he will be able to get a little bit more farm and then bust out of the woods and say, Papa Bear is here, ready to go.
Yeah. He literally just will take a minute.
And luckily this time there's no ice cream for him to eat to get heartburn, you know? So.
Yeah.
You remember that cast, right?
I do. I actually do.
Yeah.
I think I was the one that pulled that joke, but
yeah, you did. Meanwhile, Leviathan not looking as hot in the early game here. Actually, at a 5k gold deficit, 4.5k XP deficit.
To be fair, though, this is kind of what the line of complexity is aimed to do. So,
yeah.
I mean, if they weren't getting pickups since like minute, well, they did got earlier than expected, though. Yeah. But this is pretty much what complexity wanted with their draft. Pretty much, they need to keep it up. That's all they need to do, and this should be a walk in the park for them, to be honest, because Leviathan's heroes are not ready. They need at least a couple of items just to get going, and then they can actually try to fight. And even then, they need to bunch up to do it. You know, they need to fight as 5. While complexity, I mean, that's the upside of heavy ganking lineups, is the fact that if you're ahead, I mean, you're sitting pretty, because you're gonna outfarm the enemy team as well. You're gonna get more experience than the enemy team, while you're getting, you know, your plan executed because of the nature of the lineup. So that's why a lot of teams tend to go for heavy ganking lineups, because if you manage to pull ahead, well, you just keep spreading out, farming each other on his own business, and getting more out of the map than the enemy team.
Kanka just TPing out as his tower's being pushed. But I mean, there's, again, nothing he can do, so might as well leave. And actually, they're trying to counter-push mid. Moon gonna come and get a 2-man cogs! It's actually Shredder dishing out some damage. Moon will get saved by the Shadow Demon there, and the stun will miss. Jenkins could be going down now. It's a killing spree for Swindle as he helps Ursa take down another. And, again, it's just disaster for Leviathan. 3-22 incoming, boys.
I mean, it's just another one bites the dust, man. That's pretty much what's going on. And
it's what Complexity wanted to do game 1. They've won their lanes, they're getting an advantage, and they're holding on to that advantage. Last game we saw them kind of trading kills, and that's not really what they wanted to do. They needed to be ahead from minute 1. And it just didn't happen, but they're really making it happen this game, and their lineup's much more well-rounded to take it later, so.
Yeah, it's better suited. They don't want to take it too late, but they have a good breeding room to, you know, work with. So I mean, that's all right, as long as they're able to control Roche as well. They do have a lot of extra time that they can buy themselves with that. So yeah, I mean, they just need to keep the aggression going to some degree, at least getting kills coming whoever there is, even supports. Just keep the gold advantage towards them. Our Leviathan also, in their own right, are trying to make plays happen with the numbers advantage, which it is, though, the same problem that heavy ganking lineups do face, is the fact that most of the time a lot of your folks are by themselves. So
they're gonna look for a team fight up top. I don't think they've seen Fly, though, who is hiding in the trees, who may not be able to do much in time. Fly can't get here. He's gonna try to get close enough, and he can, actually. Defensive disruption out on the Ursa, who... That was Dragon Knight, just kidding. Sorry, I had a brain fart there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a good trade for... Well, that's a good move for Leviathan, but at the same time, I mean, Zizi doesn't care. He's just pushing middle. And
he can push very quickly with... Overpower. Moon Meander's here, but not much you can do. He'll go in on Shredder. Is this really what you want to go for? As the belt comes in, Moon Meander does pop the Blade Mail, and that'll force Shredder to turn off the ult and retreat here. Meanwhile, on the back end of the fight, we are going to see Fly still getting chased down by Jenkins and Nushim. Can't get that disruption off, mainly because it's on cooldown, but also he is out of the mana. Dragon Knight probably going to find this pick off. Stun? Not even needed. No, you don't stun him, you breathe him.
Still, they lost a tier 2 on the middle lane, and the Chinese also setting up for high ground push. It's a 12-minute high ground push. This could end really fast if Leviathan don't
make something happen.
Close attention, yeah.
And Leshrac, I'm Okay, he has no sign of a Bloodstone other than the Soul Ring at the moment. Unless he's, like, dropped stuff around the map and I haven't found it, and I don't think that's the case. Seeing as he's 5th in terms of net worth.
He has a point booster on top of that as well, so...
Yeah, but he's just picked that up. Like, last game, we saw a Bloodstone completed 3 or 4 minutes from now, if I'm not mistaken.
No charge, okay. Well, Jenkins was charging, but they're not
He was just trotting back out to the lane, dude.
Actually, I feel like the better hero that they could try to jump on continuously would be the Chen, but they don't have any vision for him. And actually, Complexity seems to have a different plans. Also, a really early, well, not, yeah, it's rather early Shadowblade from Dragonite, which could morph into a Silver Edge.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Just demolish the Spirit Breaker.
I mean, Spirit Breaker can't bash. What are you gonna do? Like, turn around and man fight him. Maybe I'll bash him. No, you can't, actually. You literally cannot bash them. So what do? You run away.
Yeah, you cannot,
much.
not even the ultimate, actually. You're right. So, I mean, Conka is just a tide bringer, so that's not big of a deal. And actually, they're baiting with that Chen Creeps, and God, Jenkins just gets shredded, pun intended.
Yeah.
And, Flying Zebra, you're an excellent chopping block.
It's a 2-course meal for Ursa on the bot lane. In fact, he let Moon have some. I didn't realize Clockwork survived on human flesh, but apparently the blood of the sea captain is doing him very well. It's quite nutritious, they say.
Maybe he was just try to mug him and try to get his rum.
Yeah. Jack rum, tasty.
Also, Leshrek, you might have a little bit of some company going your way.
Hey,
Let's just put it slightly.
Oh, he will pop off the ult, but I don't think it's gonna do much. Sentinel's just like, hi, I take your creep, I bash you with the stun, which isn't a bash, it's a stun, and actually, I really am hurt. Okay, get away from me, Space Goat.
He was making space for Moon, but he was a little bit too far. He didn't have his ultimate, so...
Yeah, hookshot's still on cooldown there.
Yeah,
if he had one more level, that would actually have been okay, but... And actually, he's working straight for the Ags now. I'm liking the new build of Tranquils into Blade Mail into Ags on Clockwork. I feel like it works a lot better than, like, the Phase Drums kind of build that I was used to seeing back in the day, but...
I don't know, man. I'm a subscriber of FaZe, but with Blade Mail, actually. Like,
yeah, FaZe, I mean...
Between both, I really like it. FaZe Blade Mail.
Definitely not Tranquil's Drum.
Oh god, no.
That's like the dumbest item combination I can think of.
Well, for a Clockwork it is. For other heroes, it's not so bad, but yeah.
Very
for
few heroes, though.
Yeah.
Maybe a Crystal
Drums doesn't do that much for you as a Clockwork. Yes. Yeah. I mean, yes, you're able to be faster and maybe catch people on the early stages of the game, but as an item as a whole, it just doesn't synergize well with what Clockwork usually does, because you're not supposed to chase people. You're able just to zip in, get a hookshot on, and just go to town. I mean, there shouldn't be any follow-up chase, at least not with passives and auras and all that shenanigans. Just flat out like stuns or force staff or I don't know, sight of ice or
the rule of
just rushing your Aghanims as well. I mean, that's all the chase you really need. If you get a really rushed out Aghanims, that's all you need. And now Fuzzy Wuzzy has a second life, and there goes a hookshot.
Yeah, Moon gonna get the shackle off on him, and nice defensive disrupt. It'll actually keep Moon alive long enough to do the job. And meanwhile, Ursa is oh, those are just creeps. I could hear his paws thwacking around back there, and I was like, what's going on, Ursa? Nothing.
Yeah. He's just swatting people down. But yeah, Complexity just setting up for another high ground push, and this one actually does look up a high ground push. And I mean, 17 minutes in with Dragonite, and double damage rune on top of it.
Oh, but the boat won't do anything.
Well, yeah, it didn't do.
It didn't do much. It forced Chin to ult there.
Getting shredded.
Literally. Zizzy has an Aegis, by the way, so he'll get shackled, but he's fine. It's like, okay, let's walk away, team. Mission accomplished.
Actually, Swindle is the one who should be a little bit more careful, to be honest. just because, well, he's a DK who dropped like to 600 hit points, even with a double damage run. So,
but still, I mean, he's healed up so quickly.
Careful, man. Just take it easy.
Like the amount he's healed up is insane here, and that's going to be a completed BKB on Swindle now, which I think is going to be better than the Silver Edge right now. Of course, you do want to get Silver Edge eventually. I mean, if you have Shadow Blade, you might as well.
Yeah. I mean, Clockwork is halfway through his Aghanim Scepter right now. Chen has already Gem. He could finish up Guardian Greaves if he wants to. Maybe just bank up into an Aghanim Scepter. I think it would be a better choice. Because Guardian Greaves are really good for what they are, but I feel like Guardian Greaves are that kind of item that you want to invest into when you have slot problems, pretty much. Right now, you have only 4 items on your inventory, so it's like, well, there's no rush.
There's one big benefit that a lot of people don't realize about the Greaves. They actually purge debuffs from the hero that uses them. For free. So
just a cooldown and that's it.
Yeah, it's quite a big deal against heroes like, I'm assuming it would purge Kunkka's ult. I never get the purge rules on Kunkka's ult, whether it does or doesn't, or whatever.
Well, anything with damage over time is just going to be really good item for that.
Yeah. I mean, and it's not in this draft, sure, but slows, for instance, if they were even coming out, but again, they're not. Maybe the Torrent has moved slow, but...
Yeah, it does, actually.
Okay.
So,
but, I mean, it's 2 seconds. It's not a big deal. He'll pick up a hood, actually, which I definitely like if he's building this into a pipe, because Leshrac, he doesn't smoke, you know? I mean, he does smoke gank, but he don't like to pipe.
Yeah. I mean, he's more of a cigarette man himself, but honestly, I mean, yeah, pipe is going to be great, especially because they're looking for high ground kills, and actually Z-Freak.
What was he there? Why was...
He was charging someone. I didn't notice who he was. I think it was Fly, and it was an interception from Moon Meander, and well, things happen.
That's all she wrote. Yeah.
Yeah. Shredder is actually trying to split push by his own right as well, but yeah, I mean, Complexity don't care about this. They're just gonna knock on the front door again and just try to get the high ground once again. They still have the Aegis, so why not?
Yeah, and real quick, we got about a minute left on that Aegis. But Zizzy getting stunned up as they move back to the fight here. We're going to see a charge coming out on Swindle. And yeah, Windrunner will shackle 2 illusions together. Zizzy drops to 30 HP, but he's okay.
He also has a big AB, by the way.
I mean, yeah, and he's got the Aegis, so, like, well, whatever. We took a tower. Good job. He'll just say, okay, creeps, take me now.
Like, you know what, I'm just gonna pop it.
It would have expired very soon anyway. In fact, about 20 seconds from now, I think.
Yeah. At the same time, I mean, Leviathan can... The longer they delay this, the better. The problem is, like, how you're gonna accomplish this.
Yeah.
Because they're getting picked off here and there, especially with a Spirit Breaker. This is not the kind of Dota you want to go for. And on top of that is the fact that so far right now, Leviathan's, at least on this current state, 21 minutes in, this draft is rather squishy.
Yeah. Like,
really, really squishy.
I mean, if they had more
outside
items,
of the Space Cow, and even the Space Cow is kind of like, you know, winding down onto his tank ability. Oh, the boots. Swindle Melons with the boot snatch or destruction? No? Okay, no.
Is deader. Yeah, he's got 900 gold to go on that Bloodstone, and it's 21 minutes in, buddy. That Bloodstone ain't coming anytime soon.
Well, actually, he just needs the 800, but at this rate, I don't know if it's gonna matter, to be honest.
James, that's not your team. Don't go toward him.
But yeah. Has Muna even died on this game? No, 5-0, so that's pretty much the story of the game.
On the clock.
There goes that pipe.
That's impressive. Like, very impressive. And again, like, Windrunner's landing shackles on creeps. They X the Ursa. No. Just no. Nushim getting stunned up. Will go down. Nice shackle, but where is the follow-up?
the follow-up is there, the damage is there. The problem is like who's gonna be able to tank all the onslaught that Complexity is dishing out? And look at Jenkins, that's your frontliner. Well, it used to be.
Yeah, and Shredder is like, guys, I just need a bloodstone. Please spare me. No space code. You die now. Shibby has an axe up.
Man. Runner, I don't feel like. This is the reason why I don't like Scepter rushes, like at all.
Oh, it's a Scepter rush. I was thinking he had like a Force Staff or something. My preferred build on Windrunner, especially against Ursa and Clockwork, you go Force Staff into Scepter. But when the support Shadow Demon has a Scepter at the same time as your Windrunner, we have a problem.
Right now on the Baller Club right here, right now, and
Swagger Demon?
Yeah, he's just gonna be Swagger Demon. He balling. Tell Ezekiel balling, man. You're just flat out balling. You know you're having a good time when your Shadow Demon is getting a 23-minute Aghanim Scepter.
Don't worry, Ursa, bro. You ain't gonna be kited. Half their team is gonna be slaughtered.
Shadow Demon Scepter is really, really, really difficult to farm into. But if you manage to get it, you're arguably one of the most overpowered supports of the whole patch, of the whole game, flat out. Just because now with the break mechanic going on, that means this Wind Ranger is a sure kill, like a flat out sure kill. Just dispel the Wind Run, and on top of that, even if I didn't dispel it with the initial, purge,
if you applied it after, I've got another one.
A break mechanic on you, so you're screwed up. Jenkins is screwed up, and you know what's the biggest part of this? You can do both at the same time.
And then someone else, just in case.
Yeah, just in case. So,
it's not enough purge. Don't worry.
Around, man. He's just swagging around, and Leviathan with the
reuse.
I'm not gonna say desperate smoke, but yeah.
Moon could almost go down, but Fly's there to save him, and they just jump on Fly, but they do no damage to him with the pipe.
Number one.
Okay, hookshot misses, but they've got another one in a few seconds. Jenkins goes down. They're gonna heal up. Nushim gonna go down. Shibby and Shredder still alive, but there's Swindle with the silver edge hitting Shredder. Once again, getting Shredder. He's got enough gold for the Bloodstone, but his base is in trouble, so you probably are gonna have to buy back or just lose. I mean, 40 seconds is enough time. They're gonna just know it. They know. And even if he does buy back, that gives up the gold for the Bloodstone. It's GG at this point.
Yeah. Look at that! Shibby was trying to right-click and focus fire the Shadow Demon, and he managed to barely make a dent on the guy. God, that was.
It was ugly.
Yeah, that was. You can take it as a will with that sound, but that was.
Anyways, that's going to be it for us right now. I'm going to real quick grab some dinner, and then I'm actually going to do what I call Replays with Revo. It hasn't been done in almost a year now. But we're going to take a look at the first game of EG Cloud9. And take a look at how Cloud9 was able to turn that around. So if you want to take a slower look at that game, we'll be around for that, of course. And that'll be up in a moment. But again, if you're headed out, thank you guys for watching. It's Complexity up against Leviathan. It goes 1-1. All Bugattis return to their original owners. Well, before this match, original anyway. And I am SP Revolution 5, joined here by Rupture. You can find... Windrun doesn't get disabled by break. It's not a passive. Either way, it's still a pretty strong ability.
No, but the Purge I was talking about, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
But you can find us on Twitter at SP Revolution 5 for myself, at Rupture with a 3 instead of an E at the end for my good buddy Rupture here. And of course, you can find Truesight TV at Twitch on Truesight TV, at Facebook on Truesight TV, at Twitter, Truesight TV. There's a pattern. It's meant. If you missed Game 1, there'll be a VOD up relatively shortly. And that's about it. Rupture, anything before we go?
Well, I was about to catch the Union. I was about to catch the Union Gaming game.
Yeah, but it was
Union Gaming match with FelQQ, but it got postponed. So
I was going to cover that one on here too, but then no. So I'll give him the next best thing. You know.
Yeah, I'm probably going to catch some Costa Rican Dota, some Costa Rican leagues in Spanish on my channel on Hitbox. But yeah, that should be about it. And I need to level up my compendium. So yeah, any donations for points and shit, you're my man. But all joking aside, even though I'm not really, but I mean, I don't think this is gonna happen. I guess I'll go play some Dotes and see you fools around.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time, and I'll be back in about 5 or so minutes to do replays of Revo. Just gonna go grab some food from downstairs real quick.